What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Jarrell. So in today's video, I want to teach you guys how to turn any defense into great run defense in Madden 22. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn those post notifications on. So this video is dedicated to showing you guys how to make any defense that you use into pretty solid run defense. So this is basically going to be a video showing you guys tips on how to create your own run defense. So first and foremost, for tip number one, you need to make sure you have your personnel straight. So I'm actually quickly going to walk you through a depth chart and just show you how to actually put the correct players out there to stop the run. Now, one thing that you need to know, of course, is that it would be recommended to obviously have run stuffers, all the run chems, those are helpful. So I just need to make sure I do say that. But let's actually talk about one thing. So linebackers, normally I don't like them. None of my personnel sets have linebackers unless it's under center. And I should say this video is geared towards shotgun runs. So that's what this video is about. I already did a video on under center runs. So check out that if you want to go see that. It's in my defensive playlist. So let's actually talk about one thing. So one thing you want to make sure for certain is your sub linebackers. But what's most important is your safety. So I like speed at safety, but I'm not going to touch on those. So I'm actually just only going to touch on sub linebackers, honestly. So what you want to look for is speed, yes, but more importantly, you want to look for actually their tackling attributes. So I am actually going to put Jordan Love in up top, and I'm actually going to put I put McKinney right here also. So let me actually tell you why I'm going to put them in. So we have 89 speed at our user at one linebacker, and with him he actually has where's his tackling at? Because it's actually pretty good for a safety. So that's actually really important in Madden, is actually tackling, just because of how they got it geared. Now it is 64 tackling with 52 hit power, but in theory I probably will switch these two around. But I do take precedence over speed. So normally fast and matter, but just be careful, just because a lot of times they will let the opponent actually break those tackles. So sub linebackers are really important. You want to make sure you have safeties in there. You want to make sure they are decently fast. So that's why I have 89 speed right here. 86 is okay. Now obviously I probably would work this better to put Jabril in here, but that's not what this video is geared towards. So I just wanted to make sure I did say sub linebackers is what's really important, so you actually don't have to go in and sub them out. So I'm gonna be showing you guys every single defense that I can. So I want to start off in 2-4-5. So personnel, like I said, is just really important. So like if you wanted to put personally, me, I like having my best defense alignment in the D tackle spots. So I'm gonna kind of show you versus 4-down linemen, then versus 3-down lineman defenses. So that's kind of my point of this video. So I got a lot I want to cover in a little amount of time. So let's go in and go. So I'm actually gonna put outside linebackers here. I just recommend that anytime you run a 4-down lineman front, it's always good to just have some fast outside linebackers in your in position. So when you quarterback contain and they break contain, or if you want to put one of them in the spy to kind of keep up with a quarterback. And me personally, I like putting my best, shedders right here. So that's why I would put Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams right there, which I believe Shelton's pretty good, but that's how I do that. So you'll see we have Xavier McKinney right here, and we also have Julian Love right here. And like I said, I recommend you just having some type of speed up top. So I'm just going to come out in a random defense. So I'll just come in cover 4 quarters. Doesn't really matter. So offense, I'm just going to go to an offensive formation that has just some pretty good run plays. So let's go spread doubles. They have inside zone, and I believe they have base. Yep. So they have base and inside zone. So let's actually come out in inside zone, and then I'll talk about base. So the reason I'm choosing these two run plays, because these are the most common run plays that you will face in shotgun. Now the only one else, the only other run play that's common is halfback counter, but I don't really want to dedicate because not too many people run that. So I want to talk about the basics. So with run defense, what you want to do, you want to go to practice mode. Whatever defense you use, whatever, if it's 3-3-5 wide, if it's 3-3-5 normal, whatever defense you use, go in practice mode right now, or after you watch this video, or as you're watching it, go in practice mode. And what you want to do is first decide, do I have a 4-down lineman front or a 3-down lineman front? Now, for you to go, those of you guys that don't know what that means, it means you have 4-down linemen or 3. So we have 4 right here. So anytime you have 4-down linemen, first thing you want to do is see how many players do I have in a box. So real, what's considered a box? So you see 71 and 72 on the offensive line. That's, if you could picture like 2 lines going forward, that's the box. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the box. Now I like having at least 6 people in the box if I want to stop the run. So to do that, I want this guy to get over here in the linebacker position. So to do that, I would just base align just like that. As you can tell, he is right there. Or one thing you can do if you don't want to base align, just grab him, and this will be your user. So I want this to be my user, right? So next thing you should do is see, am I allowed to slide my defensive line in my defensive front? So to do that, you know, hit left and then try sliding your line right. Do they slide? Yes, cool. Can they slide left? Okay, cool. So let's go in and base the line again. Yep, we can still slide our line. We can still slide our line. So you always want to be able to find defenses that allows you to slide your line. So as a general rule, you want to slide your line towards the running back side. So what side is the running back on? Right. So let me slide my line to the right. And I like crashing my line to the running back side. So that will take my line, I'll crash them right. Another thing that I like to do is the linebacker / safety that's on the running back side is going to allow you to be able to flow to the ball a little better. But this is where you test your defense out in practice mode. So first you want to test it out by sliding your line to the running back side, crashing them to the running back side, and where you stand is really important. So you don't want to stand in front of a lineman. So you see how 51, how he can easily block me if I stand right here. You don't want that. You want to stand back some, and even still, you don't want to stand directly in front of a lineman. You always want to hide your user. So how do you hide your user? You stand behind someone that's already on a defensive line. So I can stand right here, or I can stand right here too. Now, why can I stand right here, bro? Because can 51 get there to me? So if I snap the ball, can 51 come block me? No. Why that? Why is that? Because he has to come through 97, which means that I will actually become a free player. So the reason I just took forever to explain that to you guys is because this is how you base your defense out of. So I'm gonna stand right here. So why am I standing right here, bro? Because like I said, 51 cannot get to me and 71 cannot get to me. So the end right there. So let me kind of go and snap the ball, and what you'll be able to tell is that if I didn't have one hand on one controller and one hand on the other one, we'll be able to get a free gap shoot. So let me quickly hop into replay, and I'm gonna keep showing you guys. There's a lot of other things I'm gonna show you guys. So just kind of make sure you do lock in for a second. So who's responsible for me on the defensive line? On the offensive line. That should be the question you ask yourself when you hop into replay. Who looks like they're supposed to come block me? So what you're going to notice is that 51 is the one supposed to block me. So how can you tell that, bro? Look at how he attacks 97. Does that look like he's blocking him? No. You might be thinking, oh, he's just dumbing out. No, he's actually programmed to come get me. But because of where I'm standing, he is not able to get there. So what does that mean? I'm now become the free player, as you could tell. So that's why you want to wait a half a second and stand directly beside someone else, so that way the lineman cannot get to you. Because you got to remember, these are programmed. This is not real life. This is a video game. They are not programmed. I mean, they are programmed. So they will not have enough sense to say, oh, hey, let me just go around 97 and get you. They don't have that much sense. So they're just going to run and get stuck there and do nothing. And that's what makes you become free. So let's take it a little further, right? So let's say we slide our line, right? So the perfect example. So you see how I didn't base the line? I just try to slide my line and only one person moved, right? So let's say I slide back left. They let me slide left. This time they do let me slide right. So sometimes you do have to base the line to be able to allow your line to slide a little further. There's some formations that do that. So just keep that in mind. So right here, I'm gonna blitz my user. Now I'm gonna crash my line towards the running back side, and I'm gonna stand this time, just for example's sake, I'm gonna stand right here. So watch what happens if I stand right in front of 51 and I try to run this again, right? Look who blocks me, 51, right? So now you're starting to see it's really important where you stand, because there's some defenses that, so big nickel is one defense that you can like stand in the middle. You know how they pinch their line and then they can stand like right here. It's pretty much the same principle, but it's always easier to just slide your line to the running back side and then crash your line to the running back side, blitz your user, and you want to stand basically where you have a good matchup, because you see we have what, 1, 2, we have 3 players right here. How many linemen do we have right there? We have 2. So essentially it's a 2 versus 3. Why? Because this center has to block him. He has to block, he gets blocked by 51, he gets blocked by 71. So in theory, nobody can account for you. So that's why we're able to shoot that. Now let me show you this halfback base and do the same exact thing. Let's stand right here, snap the ball, and we're really just looking for a hole to shoot. Now right there, we could not shoot the gap, right? So then what would you do in that case? You would go into replay, like you're about to see me do. We'll go into replay and see, okay, so I can shoot inside zone from this with this setup, right? So now let's try halfback base. So now who blocks me in halfback base? Okay, 75 is the one that actually picks me up, and I can't shoot this gap. You could try to shoot this gap, but this gap is really hard to shoot. And let's see. Let's just see if we can shoot that gap. So I'm trying to teach you guys how to lab your own defense, because a lot of you guys might not understand how to lab, and this is almost what this video is dedicated towards. So slide our line. Now I like to base the line and then slide my line, because to me I notice all my linemen move when I do that. So let's try selecting our line to the running back side again. Standing right here in this gap. Now let's go back to halfback base. Now, last time we seen that we could probably shoot that gap right here. So let's stand in the same spot as last time and let's see if we can shoot that gap. So you see right there how I actually got picked up. So, okay, cool. But what happened was when I got picked up, that allows somebody else to come free. And don't worry, I'm gonna quickly talk about what to do if you want to stand on the opposite side of the running back. So just to show you guys both ways. So remember last time how that gap was created? So watch 78. So instead of him kind of taking his time, when I tried to hit that gap, they instinctively made him go get me right now. But the good thing about that is that, you know, well, not really good thing, as you could tell, like, you could, if they were able to hit that hole right there, they would have been able to hit that hole, probably score, you know. So now let's say, okay, well, I don't like that. It feels a little weird. So let's do the other side, right? So let's base a line to get our linebacker in the middle. Let's slide towards the left because we're going to be usering on the left side. So you always want to slide your line towards the user side. Let's go ahead and crash our line left. And let's stand right here. Don't worry, I'll be showing you guys other defenses and everything like that. But let's go inside zone, right? So inside zone, we see we can come here and we can actually shoot that gap. Now, if you were paying attention this whole time, you will know exactly why we're able to shoot that gap, because they just don't have enough people to block us. That's literally the only thing. And this game is programmed. As soon as you start understanding that this game is programmed, you'll actually start dominating on Madden, just because you start to understand that you can manipulate programming. You can't manipulate real life, you know, thinkers. You can manipulate programming, though. That's all we're doing, basically. So let's show you again. So let's base a line. Let's slide our line to my user inside. Let's actually crash to the running back side. And let's stand right here again. Now we're going to go over inside zone one more time. And we're basically just looking for the hole. Now right there, my finger actually slipped, but you was able to see the wide open hole that was created right there. So let's talk about halfback base. So let's base the line, slide to the user side because I want to use him. And let's crash to the running back side. So crash right. And now let's go to halfback base, right? So now I want to stand right here. And as you can tell, we're going to basically just pretty much muddy up that read. And we're going to make it to where we have a free player just because of how our user is aligned and who actually has to block us. So quickly, let me show you that. So as you can tell right here, this hole opened up. So why did this hole open up? Because the lineman has to block the end. 75 has to block the person in front of him. There's no way he can't. The center has to block him. The guard's pulling on halfback base, and they're pulling looking for you. So the problem is you can actually kind of glitch them out. As you can tell, this linebacker is going to be the one that's coming free. So you're always going to have a free player based on where you stand and how you're standing. So that's why I said, and you can use this with any defense. So let's say we do 3-3-5 odd, right? So let's go to cover 2, 3-3-5 odd, just, you know, just because. So let's do the same principle. So let's base a line because we want as many people in the box as we can. Now, next, let's try sliding to the running back side, and then let's try crashing our line to the side, and let's just try standing right here, you know? So why would I stand right here? Because, actually, let's take that lineman right there, circle, and just put him in a zone. So normally I wouldn't use this as a run defense 3-3-5 odd with this particular setup because it just doesn't look right to me. But if I was to use this, I would stand right here, right behind him, and then I would just actually just look for it. So you can tell 51 is the one that blocks me. So if I notice that 51 is targeting me, then what I would do is, okay, I'll go back to 3-3-5 odd. Let's go back to cover 2. Now I would actually just try user in this guy. So let's base a line to get him back in the box. Let's slide towards my user side, which is the left. Let's actually blitz my user, and let's crash towards the running back side, and let's actually stand right behind somebody. So we're going to stand right here, and now we're still on inside zone, and what you'll be able to tell is what? I have a free gap. I have a free gap shoot that I created because of where I stood and where I slid my line. So that is really it in a nutshell. So just to show you again, let's talk about something like 2-4-5 double A gap, right? So let's say, let's go cover 2 out of it. Why not? So anytime you have people in the gap, this is where you actually want to use a safety and blow up the run. So it's going to be really hard for you to grab this linebacker and come out because you're still going to get targeted. So I'll show you that here. So let's say we slide our line, crash our line to the linebacker side. Now, the reason that this is hard is because you see 51 and 78. You see how nobody's really right here? There's really going to be nowhere you can stand where you don't get targeted. It's just one of those things on Madden. Oh, right there. Okay, yeah. So the same rule applied. So basically, you would just need to move your user outside of the tackle, and that way, the lineman just can't get to you. So you see how right here, the tackle's right here. So I'm outside the tackle. So 51 is the one responsible for me. So look how far he has to get. And this game is geared to where you can actually just go around him, basically. So you see how he tried to get to me, but he couldn't. And then 71 tried to get to me, but because of where I stood, there's no way he could block me. So essentially, I just made myself become free, and I will show you that here again. So this video is just about over. A couple more things I want to go over, but I appreciate you guys that are still sticking around. I know this is kind of a long and maybe boring video for some, but for some of y'all probably finding a lot of knowledge out of that, and I truly appreciate it, man. So Let's slide the line towards the running back side, crash towards the running back side, and like I said, for defenses like this, you just want to stand outside the tackle because you want to make it really hard for those two linemen to try to come target you. So let me show you that again. And also, with this type of defense, you don't need to go immediately on the snap. You can wait half a second. So let me show you that. So I see I waited half a second. Sometimes it might just be better. Oh wow, I actually gave me a force fumble right there, but it might have been better just to go. I'm still playing around with that too, but just in theory, just try to make sure you just go as soon as possible. That'd probably be the best thing. So let's slide towards the running back side, crash towards the running back side, blitz our user, stand outside the tackle, and then you want to make sure that 51 cannot get to you, because if 51 can get to you, as you can tell, you're going to get gashed. So that's why I said any style of defense where you're muddying up the gaps. So anything like, you know, 3-3-5, 2-4-5 double A gap, or if you like do 3-4 odd, you know, blitz all linebackers and press. Anything like that, I recommend you gap shooting with the safety. But the problem is you'll just have to figure out your secondary adjustments. So maybe you can take circle and put him on a deep half. You can take square, put him on a deep half, and maybe you can man up L1 and X, kind of get a lurk like that, if that makes sense. And then you could just do, you know, you can do something like this, and you can take triangle, you know, man him up so you don't get beat over the top. You know, you can still shade over the top so that way you don't get beat. But in theory, you want to make it to where your user is free at safety, because anytime you have everybody in the gap, it's going to make it easier because the lineman has to block everyone in front of him, and you're going to get open. You're going to get a free gap no matter what, basically. So you're just following the path of the running back, and you'll be pretty much blow up every single run just like that. That's the way it's geared towards if you have any style of defense where you have everyone on the line of scrimmage. So again, I'll show you that one more time. I'm not going to go through and do all the oh, I didn't mean to blitz all. So let's go back to cover two. So I'm not going to do all the safety adjustments and all that stuff. That was just me just kind of just showing you guys some, you know, coverage if you guys like that. So anyways, what I was trying to show you, even on high back base, is you can tell if you miss the tackle, obviously he's off to the races because you're using their safety. But just trying to show you guys, man, that you can do this with any defense at all. 3-3-5 wide. Some of you guys might want to know, okay, Real, how would you run 3-3-5 wide? So same principle. So I would base a line to get everybody in the box I need. You know, I might even press maybe. Now, I would slide my line towards the running back side, crash my line to the running back side, take my user. I would stand right here. Why? Because 71 cannot get to me. He has to block him. 51 has to block him. So the center is most likely the one who has to block me. And because of where I'm standing, he'll never get to me, if that makes sense. So you can tell my user is coming free. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just simply, you know, sliding your line, knowing where to stand, and you could turn any defense really into great run defense. So just to kind of cap this video off, I do want to show you what it looks like versus a 3-down lineman. Now this one is geared towards $3-2-6 defenses. So let me just say that. So let's actually talk about something like, I don't know, most people run man, yeah, but I'll show you some zone. It's the same principle versus the zone or man. Now the only reason I'm using spread double flex just because they have inside zone and halfback base, but essentially all the blocking styles for inside zone are always the same. The blocking styles for halfback base are always the same. Just wanted to make sure I did throw that out there. So anytime you're using a 3-down lineman set, that's like $1 or a dime personnel. What I recommend you do is pinching your whole entire defense. Now the only time this doesn't apply really is for 3-3-5 normal. Now I would actually just suggest you use the 4-down lineman setup, like sliding your line. But anytime you have $1 or a dime, you want to pinch your whole defense. Now to do that, you press R1 and just pinch. Now what that's going to do is bring everybody down. It's going to bring your linebackers inside the box more, and you're making everything condensed. Now I love using a safety like the reason why is because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to be that 6th person in the box. So pretty much nobody's responsible for you. The lineman, so 71 has to block him. 51 has to block this linebacker. 78 is going to block him. 75 is going to block him. And 72 is going to block him. That's the way it's going to work. You're not accounted for in the run fit. So we're actually going to be able to be a free player coming in on the run. But you don't want to stand right. If you stand too close inside the box, you can actually get ID'd. So let me show you that. So you see how right here, I can get ID'd right there. See how I can get ID'd? Now, more than likely, I'm probably going to get blocked. So you see how I got ID'd? Now, the defensive end came free. But since I was too close in the box, guess what? I got blocked, and you never want to get blocked. So let me show you that. So let's pinch our defense. Now, let me show you what happens if I stand like right here, because this is about the sweet spot. You want to stand a little bit behind those linebackers. So now if they try to ID me and get right here, watch what happens. So they're just not going to come block me. You see that? And the reason why is because I'm too far out. So that lineman is programmed to say, hey, he's too far out. Let me just block the end. I know you want me to block him, coach, but he's too far out. So I'm going to block this end right here. So that's the way it's programmed. So that's why you want to stand in the sweet spot, which is right here, right there. Blitz your user, You see how they try to ID me, and then look, I mean, they just, that time they did, but a lot of times you're still going to get great sheds just because of how dollar/dime defenses work towards the run. So last thing I want to show you is this halfback base. And like I said, man, it's just simple. Like, you know, I like standing just a little bit behind the linebackers, and all you're doing is just reading, matching the path of the running back. That's all you're doing, because it's going to just play great defense itself. That's what's crazy about this game, is it's nothing but programming. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Do let me know if you enjoyed this video. I know it was a long video, and I apologize. Just let me know in the comments if you like it when I kind of show you guys, you know, everything, because I'm trying to show you guys everything. I know you guys wanted some great run defense. I know you might run 3-3-5 wide, you might run 3-3-5 normal, you might run only dollar. So trying to give you guys just a guide to how to create great run defense. But anyways, that'll wrap it up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.